Let's talk about AI and research. These new AI tools are an absolute game changer, right? They can turn hours and hours of tedious work into just minutes. But here's the thing with any powerful tool. Just using it isn't enough. You have to master it. So I want you to think of yourself as the pilot and the AI as your incredibly smart, incredibly fast co-pilot. Today, we're going to open up the flight manual.
So, what's our flight plan? Well, first we'll check out the amazing new tools you have at your disposal. Then, we're going to tackle the single biggest risk they pose. After that, we'll cover the essential rules of the road, learn a universal fact-checking method, and wrap it all up with a simple checklist to make sure your work is always on course.
First up, let's meet your new research team. And I mean team. We're moving so far beyond just generic chatbots now. We're talking about a whole new world of specialized AI assistants, where each one is designed for a very specific part of the research process.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because you have to pick the right tool for the right job. Need to just get a quick lay of the land on a totally new topic? Perplexity is going to be your best friend. But what if you have a really specific scientific question, like does creatine cause hair loss? Well, Consensus is built for that. It gives you the answer based on peer-reviewed science. For those deep, heavy-duty literature reviews, Elicit is a powerhouse. It can pull data from dozens of papers for you. And to see if a study's claims actually hold up, Cite will show you how other researchers have cited that paper. Pretty cool, right?
So the huge takeaway here is this. Stop thinking of AI as just one thing. It's not. You have an entire team of digital assistants now. You've got a scout for discovery, a data analyst, and a fact-checker for validation. The real skill is knowing who to call on and when.
But, and this is a really big but, here's the critical warning that comes with all this new power. Your AI copilot, for all its brilliance, has a really serious flaw. It can be incredibly, confidently, and completely wrong. This brings us to the single biggest problem with these tools.
It's known as an AI hallucination. You see, it happens because these large language models, they aren't thinking or knowing things the way we do. They're designed to do one thing really well, predict the next most likely word in a sentence, based on all the data they were trained on. This makes them amazing at sounding fluent and correct, but it also means they can just make stuff up to fill in the gaps, and it would sound totally plausible.
And this right here is the perfect illustration of how dangerous that can be. I mean, look at this citation. It looks perfect, doesn't it? It has a real-sounding author, a legitimate journal title, volume, page numbers, even a perfectly formatted DOI link. There's just one problem. This article is completely fake. It does not exist. An AI just fabricated it out of thin air. And if you weren't careful, it could easily end up in your work.
So how on earth do we manage this risk and fly safely? Well, it all comes down to a clear code of conduct for the person in charge, and that's you. So let's get into the playbook and see how we can build up our skills as the pilot in command.
This chart makes the ethical lines crystal clear. You, the human author, are always the pilot. You're accountable for everything from the accuracy of the facts to the final conclusions you draw. The AI, it's the co-pilot. It's an incredible tool for assistance, for brainstorming, for summarizing, but it's never, ever the one with the final say or the responsibility.
And hey, this isn't just a suggestion. It's a hard and fast rule in the world of academic and scientific publishing. You've got major ethics bodies like COPE, and they're all unanimous on this. Since an AI isn't a legal entity and can't be held accountable, it can never, ever be listed as an author on a paper. The buck always stops with you.
Okay, so you know you're responsible for fact-checking. But how do you actually do it effectively? Well, now we get to what I think is the most important skill you're going to learn today. A simple 4-step method for verifying literally any piece of information you find, whether it came from an AI or anywhere else online.
It's called the SIFT Method, and it comes from a digital literacy expert named Mike Caulfield. Just think of it as 4 simple, really powerful actions that over time just become second nature, something you do automatically before you trust any piece of info. Let's break them down.
The first and maybe the easiest step is to just stop. Seriously, before you copy that AI summary or share that shocking headline, just pause for a second. Ask yourself, how does this make me feel? Angry, excited, surprised? Strong emotions can be a major red flag. Does this information actually line up with what you already know about the topic? Do you even recognize the source? That simple pause is what kicks your critical thinking into gear.
Next up, investigate the source itself. And the pro move here is a technique called lateral reading. That means don't just stay on the page you're looking at. Open up a new tab and start searching for the author, the organization, the publication. What does Wikipedia say about them? Who's funding them? Are they actual scientists, or maybe a lobby group with a hidden agenda?
Third, find better coverage. See if you can find 2 or 3 other trusted, independent sources that are reporting the same thing. Is this claim only showing up on one weird little website, or is it being covered by major news outlets, by government agencies like NASA, or respected academic institutions? You know, a lack of consensus from other sources is another huge red flag.
And finally, the most critical step of all, trace the claim all the way back to its original source. So a blog post might say, a new study shows polar bear numbers are increasing. Don't stop there. Your job is to click through those links until you find the actual scientific paper. And then you ask, does the study really say what the blog claims it says? Or, as you'll often find, is the blog twisting the data, taking one quote out of context, or just completely misinterpreting a really complex finding? Always, always, always go back to the origin.
Okay, let's bring all this together. You've used an AI to help you out, you've applied that SIFT mindset, and now you're ready to actually use the information. It's time for one final pre-flight check to make sure everything is good to go.
Here it is, a simple 5-point checklist you can run through every single time. 1. Are the main findings actually correct? Did the AI make anything up? 2. Did it overstate or exaggerate the claims? 3. Does it include key context, like who was studied? 4. Does it mention the study's own limitations? And 5. Does the summary match the original tone, or did it turn a cautious finding into some kind of definitive proof? If you can tick all 5 of those boxes, you are clear for takeoff.
These AI research assistants are without a doubt some of the most powerful learning tools ever created. They can speed up discovery and understanding in ways we're really just beginning to wrap our heads around. But they are just that, tools. They are the co-pilot. You are always the one in the pilot's seat. So the real question is, are you ready to take the controls?